Hello and welcome to Hack the Dino Gaming Cast, where Floppy always forgets that the mic's alive during that intro. I'm one of your hosts, Ben Rosenthal, the man who sold the world, and I'm joined by, for the first time in quite a while... A month? It hasn't really been a month.
Yeah, I went to Kumite.
Oh, that's right. The very fresh face of the Kumite, Floppy Starrick. Now,
Good
Floppy,
afternoon, evening, yes.
how'd you go in the Kumite?
Oh, I won it all.
I understand
I won the Kumite.
Anto was there.
Yep.
And did not win the Kumite.
No, he was one of those guys that puts little bits of chalk into a bowl that you can wipe in your hands.
Right. And
He did a great job, though.
of the chalk.
Yeah.
The chalk dude.
Absolutely.
Was he your cheer squad?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was one of many
Cheer squad.
Many cheer squads.
But I thought
three
it was
three cheer squads.
Isn't it supposed to be secret?
Yes. I am apparently bad at that.
Ah. So what do your roles consist of now that you're the Kumite champion of the world?
My roles?
Yes.
I'm Defender of the Earth.
Okay. How?
Well, I defend the Earth from bad.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
From bad?
Yeah, I just kick it in the face.
Good plan.
With my shin.
Do you know who else kicks people in the face with their shins?
Tong Po?
Yes, but also Zak Sabbath. He's back. Zak's here.
How's it going, ladies and gentlemen?
So, Zak, you were on the table last show.
I was.
But now you're here. You're very quiet. Come on. Amp up, man. Get it.
Put
Get in
that
there.
thing right up next to your mouth.
How's that, ladies and gentlemen? Are we back here?
Silky smooth. That's very almost Patrick-like.
Anyway, Zak is here filling in for Anto. Anto couldn't make it, so we begged Zak to come and fill the seat, which he's done.
I am now the Anto from Wish. I have ascended.
He said he was the Floppy from Wish last
Oh,
time.
did you?
He did.
Oh, that's
did.
hilarious. There's actually, I've seen a new thing pop up like Wish. I think it's called Tempo or something.
Right.
Temu.
Temu? Is that it? I kind
Yeah,
of
my
want to buy
wife's
something just to see what
obsessed.
it's like.
She's absolutely obsessed.
Is it
Oh,
a-
really?
Yep.
Have you guys bought stuff?
Yep.
What did you buy?
Well,
And how big was it when it actually arrived?
okay. So this is my fault. I bought her a Lego, knockoff Lego, cherry blossom garden
It's a
for
yellow.
Mother's Day. I thought it was very sweet. When it arrived, it was literally a quarter of the size. Like the pieces were so tiny and
Did you say
minute. It was awful.
Cherry blossom gun?
Garden.
Oh, okay. I was getting real confused.
I heard gun as well. I thought, yes, sweet. That sounds cool.
I was
Look,
like, I
that
don't
would
know how
be
that
way
works.
cooler. Way cooler. No, it was knockoff Lego cherry blossom garden, and it's awful.
Just firing the beauty all in your face. Much like Floppy was during the Kumite.
Mate, all over it.
But we do other things here at Hack the Dino besides talk about beauty exploding.
I was talking about stuff before.
You were, yes, and that's put me in that mood, and not that mood, but a different mood. So,
I mean, if that puts you in that
anyway,
mood,
we
that's
talk
a bit
about
weird.
video games.
Says more about you
past,
than me.
Present and future of video games, news, previews, and discussions. And if you like that, you can head on over to hackthedino.com and you can like, share, and subscribe and tell your friends like Zak Sabbath has, because all of his Twitch channel is now on our Twitch channel.
I'm
You
seeing-
belong to us now.
So many new names.
Yeah,
And they are all terrible people.
Oh, really?
Mr. Gigglesworth?
Mr. Giggles.
Especially him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's the cat from Austin Powers.
I'm a big fan of Mr. Giggles. Let it be known, here and now, Mr. Giggles saved Zak Sabbath's life.
Legitly?
Legit. Didn't he, Zak?
No.
That time he saved your life.
Like from a falling tree or something?
No, from a tiger.
Look, the only thing he has credit for is keeping me in wrestling. I was happily retired, and then that man said, come back for 2 more matches, and here I am 8 years later.
And head
So
trainer.
what he's really saying is you can't count.
Oh, that was number 2, Giggles. No, that was number 1, Zak.
3. It's the wrestler brain. It's the 10 concussions and counting.
But we've got a lot to talk about tonight because it's Gamescon season.
Gamescon.
Well, over in the German place where the Gamescon is, people are rushing up to the stage to tell
Rome.
Jeff Keighley that they want GTA 6 or whatever. Don't run on
Mate,
stages,
no.
people.
I was like, don't want GTA 6. Want something better.
But we're going to look into all that, as well as I have been rummaging through my video game magazines of
Oh, they're
yesteryear.
going to say my top drawer. I'm like, don't do that.
Your top drawer. No, I know better than that. And I came across some ads from the late 90s and early 2000s.
I saw these in the run sheet, and you've read in like bold and italic and all capitals, like, don't watch this, Floppy.
Yep.
I was like, that's going to make the show interesting, me just not looking at the TV.
We're going to... No, not before the show. You didn't read properly.
I thought I just wasn't able to see him.
just leave the room,
Sorry.
Floppy. Leave the room. But, before we get into that,
Yes.
Floppy,
Yes.
what have you been playing?
Oh, fuck, nothing.
Nothing.
Not a thing. Yeah, I was going to say, don't do. No, I've had a very busy last couple of weeks. I've had many children with birthdays.
You won... Did you fight in the kids' kumite?
Oh no,
Is that how you won? Did you go in the kids' kumite?
Don't be ageist, man. They had deserve a shot to the face with your shin. No, many of my children have had birthdays. I've had not a lot of time. And kumiteing all over the place.
So did you kumite the under-12s?
Man, I'll kumite the heck out
Hey,
of them.
a black belt's a black belt.
That's right.
We're not ageist here. Hey, Zach, you ever kick the crap out of a 12-year-old?
Was literally my job for 5 years. It was fantastic.
Where the hell did you work, man?
I was a martial arts teacher professionally.
Oh, I
for
thought
5
you were
years.
like, I was a PE teacher.
No, it was just something I paid
did-
myself to do on the street.
I run
you
a
know?
daycare. But no, what I have been playing is I've been using my little bits of time here and there and playing more Double Dragon Gaiden, which is really cool.
Yeah?
I was playing it a little bit before, and you had a little bit of a look-see at it. Very Scott
did.
Pilgrim. It does a thing where you can play through the different levels in whatever order you like it, and then it adjusts the difficulty depending on how many you've already been through.
Right.
So scales it for you. I also suck at it, so I can never get past 3.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Ante was watching me today. He was in at my work while I was on lunch. So it was, it's cool fun though. I like it.
Good game?
Yeah, it's a great
time.
game. I like the bazooka.
The bazooka?
Under 8s because they're easy. Just kick them straight in the face.
Yeah, it's a game I did want to play. However, I have Scott Pilgrim. It's right here, in fact.
True, I also have that now too since the last Toy Fair.
Yeah, so
Look at it. Looks
for
cool.
me, like Double Dragon, like River City Girls, of course, is my preference. Scott Pilgrim's also fantastic. Even the River City Ransom you can now play on Nintendo Switch Online. So I really don't need another side-scrolling beat-em-up to fill that void.
I didn't need it either, but the nostalgia, like I grew up playing Double Dragon on my dad's PC, not even in arcade or anything, just on my dad's PC. So it has a little bit of a nostalgic kick to it.
Is it Billy and Bobby or whatever their name are?
Oh, thank you, IGN, for the footage.
What?
Yeah, look, I clicked on the first thing I could find, okay? I'm looking at this. Don't judge me.
But yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it. It's good fun.
Yeah, right.
So I am still playing The Witcher. I just
Yep.
haven't had much time lately. But I picked up something else today.
Oh, yeah?
I picked up Armored Core 6
Ooh.
by Rubicon, which I'm super stoked to get to.
Is that the mech
Hopefully
game?
this week, yeah.
Yeah?
So it's like a mission-based thing where you go out, you do missions, plan your loadout and stuff. Mm-hmm. So no real sort of open world or anything like that, but it's just what I want. I want to go out and in a massive mech and like have either a bipedal robot or a quadruped or tracked thing with massive missiles and shoulder cannons. It just rain shit down upon people.
So is it an on-rail shooter or?
No.
Oh, it's open world?
You'll go out and do certain missions in areas, come back, earn money, earn parts, and then upgrade your mech. And you can change your loadout depending on whatever the mission parameters are.
Okay, can you jump out of your mech or you're
You're in your mech, so it's a mech-based game.
Okay.
Kind of like, think Mech Warrior from back in the day.
Right. There was I can't remember where I saw it. It may have been this week. But there was a side-scroller game where you start off as the guy, just a little dude with a gun.
Yeah.
And then you call in your robot back up and then you jump in and do part of the stage in your mech and then you jump out again to do
A
another part of the
side-scroller?
stage. Yeah.
That's
a
cool.
side-scroller. I can't
play
remember
that.
what it's called.
Titanfall 2 had the thing where you could get in and out your mech, and that was an amazing campaign.
Yeah. That Titanfall 3 got delayed for Apex.
No idea.
What's that game called?
Apex Legends.
Yes, I was going Apex Predator. It's like, no, that's not it.
That's something completely different.
That's different.
Yeah, I was about to say something inappropriate.
Okay, to Mr. Giggles in the chat, yes, I have my glasses on.
I don't.
It's going to be a rough show. I can see things.
I don't have Zach's glasses on, sorry.
That's just confirmation for those of you listening to the podcast that Zach is wearing his glasses.
He is wearing his glasses.
And
I can confirm I saw things on his face.
You ever seen Elton John in his heyday? That's what Zak's rocking at the moment. Big flamingo glasses.
And feather bolos.
Yeah, yeah.
Very elaborate for...
I thought the cane was a bit too far, but it really pulls the
I
costume
thought
together.
it was weird when he entered through a hole in your roof on a swan.
Yeah, yeah.
That was amazing.
It was a good time.
Look,
though.
I have a limp for wrestling, and it's cold in here. Okay, don't judge me.
There was no judgment. There was no judgment.
There was heaps of judgment.
Oh, sorry. Incorrect. There was judgment.
Yeah, it's in this run sheet. Judge
Oh,
Zak.
sorry. Yeah, it says right there. Judge Zak. Sorry about that.
Anyway, I've been playing a game about judgment. It's called Vampire Survivor. Now, many of you may recall, yes, I know I'm late to the party, but you may recall many, many shows ago, Braden first broke this game to me when it appeared on mobile and said how much fun it is. And then we learned, of course, because of its popularity, it was coming across to Switch. Now, I was playing it a lot on my mobile. It released Switch, I think, last week when I was in Melbourne, of all places. So I hooked up my Switch to my phone and downloaded it. And I've been playing it at every opportunity. This has taken over Fortnite for me from being that jump in, jump out game.
I noticed. I think I've missed out on Optimus Prime in Fortnite.
Yeah, the season's over.
Yeah, shit.
Well, you should have played
I
it
think.
more.
I don't play anything. I think Anto's playing this as well at the moment.
It's such a good game. It's like, so the maximum you can go is half an hour because then death gets you. I think
I was
that's
going
right.
to say speak for yourself, but
But you just upgrade. I think I've got all the upgrades now that I needed. They just released DLC, which I don't think I've got to yet. But Zak, you've been playing this for a long time, haven't you?
I have been, mate.
more than half an hour.
Yeah, more than half an hour.
Have you defeated death?
No.
Oh, so you still die when he comes in. Closest I've got to is I fully maxed out that sword or the lance that
looks very
freezes
overwhelming.
someone. And I froze death and was able to beat him down a little bit, but no, he still cracked out of his shell.
Yeah.
But tell us your thoughts on Vampire Survivor, Zak.
I love this game. I got it on mobile. I actually got in trouble for playing it too much when I was on a cruise with my family. My daughter's first holiday. She's having a nap. And I'm like, what am I going to do? I know. I'm going to drink a Long Island iced tea and play Vampire Survivor on my phone. My wife was asleep and I'm still getting in trouble. Shouldn't be playing video games.
Yeah, but Zak, we established last show. I don't know if you've met Zak's wife before, Floppy.
No.
She's very scary.
I got a feeling that if he keeps carrying on like that, she's going to come blasting through the door, though.
She probably would. She's a very tough person, very tough lady, very scary.
Look, I have a type. It's muscle mummies, okay?
Wow.
Muscle mummies.
Yeah, no, she's jacked.
She's tough as nails.
Yep.
I love her.
So,
Sounds amazing. I'd love to meet her.
No, she's the one who
Sounds
fell
lovely.
off. How tall was the ladder? So it was 1.5 meters off the ground. Then the ladder was like easily 6 meters.
6 meters?
No, it was a 12-foot ladder.
12-foot ladder. Fell off the top of the ladder. Got pushed off the top of the ladder. This ladder was already 1.5 meters off the ground because it was in the ring. Missed a table and landed on a hard wooden floor and shattered her ankle in how many spots?
17 places.
17 places.
So what you're saying, really bad at climbing ladders.
Yeah, awful. Just awful. She's
I
the
can't
worst.
wait for Floppy to meet her.
Yeah. She's got a Bunnings store holding her ankle together now.
A what?
A Bunnings,
A Bunnings store. Just a Bunnings store worth of metal.
I love Bunnings.
But yeah, Vampire Survivor, man, what a game. This
Great
game rules. So yeah, that's just my jump in game for half an hour, jump out. And it's
That's cool.
a lot more fun than Fortnite, actually, truth be told. Zak, you're a gaming streamer guy.
I am a gaming streamer guy.
What have you been gaming lately?
I've been playing religiously Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh,
Never heard of it.
Oh, it's the game where you can romance a bear.
That's right.
Ooh.
It's a
Special bear hugs.
Care Bear.
It's a D&D based game based off version 5.5e, I believe. And it is overwhelming with its choices. It is like the gameplay is tactical and simplistic in a way, so it's turn-based. You kind of gotta put your characters in certain areas to make sure they're gonna be as effective as possible. As a tactics-based. But what draws me in is the epic storytelling and the fact that there are no limits. You can literally pick up children and throw them off a cliff.
Now you're talking.
Like, there are zero limits in this game. You meet someone, like, hey, this is my first time murdering you. One of your options is, murder. There are no limits. It's great. It's a fantastic game. I'll see if I can get some footage up.
Do you know what I'm really enjoying? Like the green screen has cut off perfectly with the Dead Rising box. So for those of you listening to the podcast, Zach pops up in the corner because he's in a different room in the studio. But where the green screen cuts off is perfectly in line where that box is. So every time Zach sort of goes out of shot, it looks like he's going behind the Dead Alive. Anyway, behind the magic of Hack the Dino.
For those of you listening on the podcast, too bad.
Sorry.
So this is Baldur's Gate 3. It's Unreal Engine 5. It is gorgeous.
That's real pretty.
It is just such in-depth storytelling, and the thought process you can put behind your builds. Again, it's like D&D, but the game is the Dungeon Master. It is really cool.
So is this possibly Game of the Year as well? I've heard that being tossed about along with Tears of the Kingdom.
Yeah, I think this is going to take it. This has set a whole new precedent for AAA devs anywhere making an RPG. It is that good.
Do you reckon it'll do better than Tears of the Kingdom? Because I don't hear anyone talking about Tears of the Kingdom anymore. Everyone that I know, or everyone that I think I know, has dropped off it real quick.
Yeah. No, it's too big.
It's too big, and it's just go build everything. No. No builds.
Well, how far did you get in Tears of the Kingdom, Zach?
Tears of the Kingdom? I haven't played it.
Oh, so not far.
Yeah,
it took me like 5 hours to get through the 1 hour intro.
I didn't even play Breath of the Wild.
And then I was good.
Right, well, speaking of Tears of the Kingdom, it wasn't at Gamescon. But you know what was at Gamescon?
Other stuff.
These announcements that I'm about to recap. Now, it is, what's the date? 25th of August, as we are recording this. So if some of the information is out of date and there's been a massive announcement that we haven't covered.
Too bad.
Eat a pie full of penises. Gamescom. So we've just focused on the sort of the big and notable announcements so far. So the first one I've got here is Little Nightmares 3 was announced.
Woohoo!
Now you've played Little Nightmares, Floppy?
1 and 2.
What did you think of them?
Love them. I absolutely love them. It really it hits that sort of what's the word? Atmospheric, horror-y themed, more thriller. Vibe that I really dig. It's just a little bit more side scroller that I really enjoy. It's kind of like if you like Limbo inside that sort of stuff. This looks cool. I haven't actually watched it. This is the first time I'm seeing this.
Really?
Yes.
So I think it deals with, it's not, who was the original character?
6.
6? And who was Moore?
Moore was the place.
Right.
In the first one was the place that you're in on the big boat.
Yeah, I really like the NPCs in the background. Like the way they use the background to make you feel small and insignificant and like claustrophobic at the same time.
That looks real good.
Oh, yeah. Cannot wait to see this jump. I think actually Dan played this back in the day when he was streaming a lot more. And it was one of these games he just sat down and just played all the way through.
Yeah, I've played all of number 1 and number 2, and I've done the DLC for number 1 as well. From
memory, I think the first one of these might be very cheap on console sales at the moment, like $3 or something.
I think I've got it physically on the PS4, but yeah,
oh wow,
you can get it on Switch and everything now. Like everyone, if you haven't played it and you like side scrollers and you like a bit of atmospheric sort of feeling, do it. Grab Little Nightmares. It's so good. I've brought it up a number of times when we've been doing deals and stuff.
Right, Zach, have you played any of the Little Nightmares?
No, I haven't.
What are you even doing here?
Playthroughs though.
You what? Sorry,
I've watched playthroughs though.
Oh,
that's just as good, right?
Yeah, that's close. Yeah, pretty close.
Yeah, I watched Jacksepticeye play it, and I'm not a huge fan of the side scroller kind of deal, but I love the atmosphere about it. I can tell it's a well-made game made with love.
It's got some moments that are genuinely like anxiety-inducing.
Yeah. Oh, even watching it, my butthole was doing this. It was incredible.
Wow.
For the podcast listeners,
Zach painted quite the picture. It went something like this.
But alongside that, there will also be a new podcast series called The Sounds of Nightmares, which will be available later. It says today, but obviously it's out now.
What's that?
And tells a whole new story in the Little Nightmares games universe.
Like, is it we say The Sounds of Nightmares? Is it music based?
No, so I'm assuming it'd be like a radio play.
Huh.
And it tells stories within...
A War of the World style?
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool.
Sort of thing.
I'll check that out.
I did a radio play when I was doing radio.
Just because you're a nerd.
Yep. Sure am. Sitting here in the Nintendo top, like I always do, talking about video games.
I'm a nerd too.
Speaking of nerds, Zach, I put this game in just for you, but we got another look at Black Myth Wukong with a new trailer. Next gen Souls-like, basically.
Is it next gen still, or is it just current gen now?
Well, current gen, yeah. What'd you think of this bad boy, Mr. Sabbath?
Mate, my body is ready. Now, I'm back.
Is this the one that's like...
Sun Wukong.
Yes.
Journey to the West.
Yeah, Journey to the West is what I was trying to get out then.
It's Journey to the West and Dark Souls. It looks fantastic, and it's essentially an indie project as well.
Dude.
Yeah, it's a very small team operating out of China. Apparently, IGN's China team have been following it really, really closely.
What the hell was that?
And it's insanely popular over there. Like, they've got 1 million views on the trailer that we're watching in just 2 days.
Townsy's hit the nail on the head. It's like Enslaved and Dark Souls.
Yeah.
Is it as difficult as Dark Souls? Is it like that sort of a thing?
I assume it will be. And
That's a
therefore,
shame I won't play it.
I'll be watching Zak Sabbath play it and enjoying it because I sure as hell won't be.
No.
Oh, this is ticking all my boxes. See, I like Dark Souls for the challenging, exciting combat. I don't like the jank, which is probably why I enjoyed Remnant of the Ashes 2, which is like Dark Souls with guns a lot more, because you get punished for making mistakes, not for jankiness. But this looks very, like, the combat looks so much more fluent and so much more exciting than Dark Souls, with all the cool stuff you can do. And I absolutely love Journey to the West and the Sun Wukong mythology. This is ticking all the right boxes for me.
Zach, did you play Enslaved on
No.
PS3? PS3 360? It was Journey to the West story. But Andy Serkis was brought in to do voice work. Loved it so much, it became a pet project of his. He brought all of his motion capture friends in, rewrote heaps of stuff, and then no one cared and played it. But it was an amazing game. You ever see it on PS3? And I'm pretty sure it came out on 360 as well. Grab it. It's unreal.
Next, well, I won't be playing that game because it's too hard for me, and I'm a bad game person. But I will take.
That's fair.
I will watch people play it. I'll probably watch the cutscenes because I too like Sun Wukong. Sun Wukong. I also like Dragon Ball because Dragon Ball Z is great, and as is Dragon Ball Z Abridged.
There was a meme put into the Discord this week. It took me way too long to get it.
Which one was that?
The one with the carrot and the parsnip.
Oh yeah, Kakarot. And yeah.
And I'm like, what's the spaghetti?
So you know what Vegeta's brother's name is?
No.
Table. Because he's Vegeta and his brother's Table. Vegetable.
No. See, why are they allowed to do this?
I don't know. Carrot and radish. Yeah.
Pretty sure it was.
Raditz.
Pretty sure it wasn't a radish. Radishes are small and round. That thing was like a parsnip.
Anyway, enough talking about memes. Let's talk about Dark Forces.
Woo!
Because that amazing first-person shooter is being remastered for consoles and PC.
Digital, though, eh?
I'm not sure, actually. But it will support up to 4K resolution at 120 frames per second. Will also feature advanced 3D rendering, modern gamepad support, trophies and achievements, and more.
That'd be pretty cool.
This is one of my favourite Star Wars games out there.
This is up there with one of mine as one of my favourites.
I think it's... so it came out, I reckon, I want to say just after Doom 2. Would that be correct?
I reckon it was a little bit after. When did Doom 2 came out? No, you're probably right. Probably around the same.
Because I remember playing Wolfenstein, then of course everyone played Doom.
Yeah.
Then Doom 2 came out, and this came out in the height of my Star Wars nerdy obsession, like where I was reading a Star Wars novel every week. On the weekends, I'd just sit down and read Star Wars. I was obsessed with Star Wars.
It really is Star Wars Doom, isn't it?
It is. And it is fantastic. They've redone the cutscenes as well. When I first saw them, I'm like, aww. But no, they've polished them up nice. It's still, we can see it on the screen now, actually.
It is weird that it is done in 4K and 120. Like, there's no need for that.
Absolutely no need at all. But the sound will be good. But this game,
Mothma.
I think I've actually said on this show before, remaster Dark Forces, and they did, and I flipped my wig.
Was this the one with
That's why
Dash
I'm
Render?
bald. No, that's Shadows of the Empire.
Shadows of the Empire, that's right.
This one is, I don't know. Zach, how much do you know about Dark Forces?
Absolutely nothing.
I was going to say, the fact that he hasn't chimed in yet, I'm going to go with nothing.
Not a thing.
Have you ever played it?
No.
Did you ever play Doom?
Oh, yes.
Did you watch Star Wars?
Absolutely.
Put those things two together.
Yeah,
There you go.
I can see that.
Michael Towns in the chat. Carl Catan. That's his name.
Thank you.
That's...
Cool
Carl
name.
Catan's my homeboy. Now, those were Star Wars games. The Jedi... Jedi Knight.
That's right, because they were sequels to Dark Forces.
They were.
Yeah. There you go. Kyle Katarn. Kyle Katarn?
Kyle?
I like it.
Yeah, Kyle Katarn. He became the Jedi Master.
Also known as K-Cat. No,
What?
nothing.
And finally on my list, I thought we'd get into a little bit of discussion because it did cause a meltdown of my phone over the week.
That was my fault. I'm so sorry. I put a meme, an image.
We're going to talk about formerly what was the PlayStation Q, now has been revealed to be called the PlayStation Portal. So over in our Discord, we had a couple of members of our beloved team, which you can join if you head on over to hackthedino.com and click the Discord button. Jump on in. Zak's in there. Zak talks all the time. Don't you, Zak?
Zak?
Yep, 100%.
100%.
Okay.
So
I am in there, though.
he is in there. Head on over. Jump in our Discord, and you too can make my phone melt down with people arguing at each other over whether or not this is a decent thing or not. So basically, the PlayStation Portal is your PlayStation DualSense controller with a
8-inch screen.
8-inch 1080p LCD screen in the middle.
Why did you not do OLED?
Because they wanted to keep the price down, which is smart, quite frankly. So to my understanding, there has been a little bit of cross-information that sort of contradicts each other, but to my understanding, as long as you have both your PS5 and your PlayStation Portal on a Wi-Fi connection, doesn't have to be the same one.
There's a lot of contradicting information out there.
Just on a Wi-Fi connection, you can basically play your PlayStation 5 on this screen.
Can I just point out that in that trailer, they just had it playing Metroid.
No, they didn't. You saw incorrectly.
Are you sure?
It was Astro Bot.
No, I'm pretty sure I saw Samus.
No, it wasn't Samus. It was Astrobot. Astro's Playground.
Oh, that was weird.
But yes, it is $200 American, which is approximately $320 Australian, which I think it's a pretty fair price.
I was
Truth be
talking.
told.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was talking. I mean, there's a controller that costs more.
Yeah.
The PlayStation Edge controller, for if you want to buy it for whatever reason, is like $340, $350, something like that.
So this is not a remote play device. It does not have any kind of cloud streaming
No,
on
it's
it.
only a remote play device.
It's basically a screen that connects to your PlayStation 5.
Yeah.
That's
It is a definitively it's a remote play for
Yes.
your PlayStation.
Yeah. There is no Bluetooth on it, so you have to either use the PS Link in order to and buy new headphones.
No. So it'll use the headphones that you have if you have the 3D Pulse.
Yes. Oh no, it won't use the 3D Pulse. That's why they released the new ones because there's no Bluetooth on it. There is no Bluetooth in this functionality. That's why they use the PS Link. It doesn't run anything locally either. So there is actually no hardware on there. So there's nothing really.
Yeah,
that people can crack.
it's only a screen for your PlayStation.
And they also have not released any information on how long battery life can be expected.
No.
So let's have a look at the comments in this live chat.
I was having a chat with Anto about this thing today, and we both agreed it is a excellent thing for a very specific small group of people.
Correct. What I'm worried mostly about it is the latency issue, especially being in Australia. Our internet is not the best. And if I'm in the city and I'm playing my PS Portal and my PlayStation 5 is at home on different internet connections, I do not have confidence that there will be 0 to no latency issues. Now, when the testers who we can see on the screen now reviewed or got a sneak peek at the product, they were in the optimum environment.
Yeah, of course.
To display that
You'd be silly not to
exactly.
test it into your
They couldn't
environment.
take it out to the bathroom or whatever.
No.
So there is no word
unhygienic.
on how the latency issues are.
Well, that's not really going to be an issue on the tech side of things. That's your internet side of things.
But it's still an issue.
Oh, of course.
Like, you're still going to be playing like Horizon Zero Dawn and have lag happening.
In the chat, Arceus. Yeah, it does work on 2 different Wi-Fi networks, because what it'll do is if your PlayStation 5 at home's on a Wi-Fi network, and at least on standby, it'll, whatever Wi-Fi network or 5G mobile hotspot you're doing, it'll connect to your PlayStation at home and play whatever's in that PlayStation.
So, Zak, what do you think about the PS Portal?
As you said, it's very niche. I think it's a complete waste of time and money.
Why's that?
because if I'm gonna be chilling on my PlayStation, I'm gonna be chilling at home. Like, if it was like the Stream Deck, or where I could just access my PlayStation library
On a cloud?
On a cloud?
Yep.
Then 100% all in. Sounds fantastic. But you're essentially just going from one place to another and playing, like, it's like going over to your friend's house to play your PlayStation at home, but just in the company of somebody else. I don't know. As you said, it's very niche. I'm sure there's people that are going to get a massive kick out of it. I don't get it personally.
What I don't get is they already have this technology with your mobile phone and a backbone. Like, you can buy an official endorsed Sony backbone, put your phone in it, and do exactly the same thing.
Yeah. It just makes no sense. It's just an odd business decision, in my opinion.
Afronix in the live chat has said it's only good for teenagers living at home with their parents still and can't always use the TV, which is a pretty good point.
Be surprised about how many screens do you have in your home?
Well, I mean, I've got, in that room, a few.
No, but ones that you could hook up a PlayStation to, say.
Oh, one.
Oh, okay.
We have one screen.
Yeah, I've only got one TV in my house. I've got one TV, and my brother-in-law has one TV.
I have 2 TVs.
Is one a CRT, though? Or
No, okay, I have 3.
Okay, there you go.
I have 2.
La-di-da, Mr. Frenchman. Oof.
That is Frenchman, thank you.
Well, technically, if we're talking pure screens, 1, 2, 3,
Don't
4,
count
5,
all your
6.
CRTs, Jesus.
Yeah, I personally, I think they had to keep the price low because it is a very niche product. Because they had to keep the price low, maybe not going to be the most sought after thing.
I think not having Bluetooth was a weird thing.
Yeah, again, trying to keep the cost down.
How much does Bluetooth cost, do you reckon? I mean, I have no idea. I could be saying that, and it could be actually the most expensive part of anything. I would have no idea.
Yeah. What I don't get is we didn't hear anything about PSVR 2. Remember that? That launched this year.
It's sold.
It's sold?
Yeah.
What games?
Steadily.
What games?
Games are all online, mate. You buy them all, you download them.
But I've heard nothing about it. They've just sort of yeah, right, that's out. See you later.
Yeah, I mean, they did the same thing with the first one too.
Really?
Yeah, they just put it out and let it go.
I remember hearing about the first one. I've literally not heard seen anything on Twitch, on social media, nothing.
Yeah.
I have people in retail. It just sells.
Yeah, well, all right. Anyway, you going to get one, Floppy? PlayStation Portal?
No, but I don't have a use for it.
No, same.
I live on my own. I have a incredibly large television, so if I want to use it, I'll just use it.
Yeah, I only play my Switch in dock mode, so I don't see where I'd want to take my PlayStation 5 to play.
The only things I do the only thing I do play portably is my Switch, and it's lunchtime at work. I don't really do anything else because if I'm in a car, I'm driving. I don't really use public transport or anything like that. So.
What about you, Zach? You gonna pony up for a Portal?
Gut instinct says no.
No.
No. I don't even have a PS5, so...
Oh, you can't use it
to me.
I cannot...
Dude, how very 2019 of you.
Cannot wait for people to buy a PS Portal thinking it's a cheap PlayStation 5.
Yeah, it's going to happen.
I know a lot of people who work in retail, and I know that they are not looking forward to those conversations.
No, it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough. Also, stop making fun of me, all right? I got a very expensive PC. I'm
not making fun of you. I'm looking down upon you.
I think he was talking to the live chat, but
that's
way to out yourself, Floppy.
Nah.
No, I was talking to Floppy.
Oh, okay. Speaking of outing
PS5,
people,
I'll help you.
Charles Martinet's out. That's right.
Yeah. I thought he was.
The beloved voice of Mario is no longer the voice of Mario.
I read that and I was like, didn't that already happen?
Well, I think you may have been confusing when Chris Pratt took over for the movie.
Well, that's what I thought. I thought that was because he was out.
No, they just wanted star power. But Martinet has been with Nintendo since 1991, where he began voicing the character at trade shows before going on to voice the character in video games.
Do you reckon that's the only job he's ever had?
Maybe. So he was in the game. He was young Michael Douglas's father.
Whoa!
Yeah, there you go.
I watched that for the first time literally about a month ago.
Yep. So there you go. He's
Wow.
young Michael Douglas's father was Charles Martinet, Mario.
Was that his? Is that his like one and only movie appearance?
Might be. Bit weird when he goes, Dad, what do I do? And he goes, it's a me.
Yeah.
The actor first voiced Mario in games like Mario Teaches Typing and Mario's Game Gallery, but it was his role in 1996's Super Mario 64 that truly cemented his popularity with the fandom. Yahoo!
Yeah, you did that really well.
I've been doing it since 1996.
You must be tired.
Yahoo!
You missed my joke. I made a "you must be tired" joke.
I chose to ignore it. Anyway,
Rude.
I would say that the reason Charles Martinet wasn't the voice of Mario is I can't think of anyone alive who could listen to Charles Martinet do Mario's voice for 2 hours.
Man,
I said that exact thing.
I'd have ripped my ears off.
Yeah. He also did Wario's voice, Waluigi's voice, Baby Mario, Baby Luigi, and Luigi as
That
well.
sounds legit because they're all relatively annoying.
So we've already heard Mario's new voice. Sounds exactly the same. In the Super Mario Brothers Wonder trailer, the new Mario voice is voicing all the characters there.
Is it sounding the same as before?
Pretty much. Yeah.
Nintendo, you had a chance. You could have changed it. The movie did well. Come on.
But Charles Martinet is like in his late 60s as well. So I can understand him wanting to retire, but I can also see Nintendo going, you know what, this is a really opportune time to, freshen things up because he's getting older. We've just had a successful movie with a different voice. People
Dude
are open
goes
to
everywhere
it.
in Mario merch. It's a little bit cringy.
He does, actually.
Oh.
But they've made him a Nintendo ambassador. So they are looking after him, which is good because he's put a lot of effort
The
in.
Bobcat Goldthwait of Mario.
Okay, you say put a lot of effort into it. His recording days would last 30 minutes maximum. 30 minutes.
Say four things.
Four things. And he's like, yep, here's a fat stack of money. And he's gone back to his crib.
Oh,
Thank you so much for playing my game.
the dude's got some brains. He ain't going to have to worry about money for a while.
Smart business.
Do you know what's not smart business?
What?
Re-releasing a defunct console that no one likes anymore. And that's exactly what they're doing with the new Atari 2600 release.
Very smart business.
Ow!
How many people buy all the mini consoles that come out? How many have you got?
I've got all the Nintendo ones.
There you go.
I'm not buying this. So it's 80% the size of the original machine. They've updated it to have HDMI ports. It's out November 17th, which is going for $129 US, which is around $200 Australian. It plays old carts, but also comes with classics such as Adventure and Yar's Revenge on a multi-cart. My question is, why?
Why wouldn't you?
Because the games are trash.
Yeah.
But you say that, but without these games, you wouldn't have Nintendo.
Yeah, so without my parents having sex, I wouldn't be here. Still doesn't mean I want to watch it.
I'd be down.
Oh, Floppy! I think that's the first time you've one-upped me. That's fantastic.
Oh.
Mr. and Mrs. Rosenthal, I see you. I know you're watching.
They don't.
And
But
now
no,
I am
this
too.
is a terrible idea.
Anyway,
Just like Ben's conception. Anyway.
It's Benception.
Benception.
But yeah, I mean, look, you got 200 games. If you grew up with this, you're going to buy it. It's playing on
if
nostalgia.
you grew up with this, you need to change your colostomy bag every half an hour.
Wow. This is just a couple of years before you, mate.
I'm speaking from experience. Excuse me.
Oh, God, it leaked again. Jesus.
But no, the Atari VCS came out this year or last year?
Last year.
Did exactly the same thing.
Yeah, but that thing was ridiculously overpriced. That was like $1,000 when you bought
Was it
everything.
really $1,000?
It was something like that when you bought everything. It was ridiculous. Whereas this is the same as the mini NES and SNES, but instead of having 20 games, you got like 200, and you have the option to play original carts. Like, why wouldn't you? If you're an Atari fan, who's not going to buy it?
How many Atari fans are there?
Well,
3.
Thank you,
the rest
Zach.
of them are dead.
Wait, there's
yeah.
200 games on Atari?
Oh, no, there were so many games, Zach.
Yeah, man. Look,
I suppose when
most
they're
of them are going to be
2 bits.
looking similar. Most of them are like same gameplay features with a different skin.
It's like the TV games that Nintendo brought out before they brought out the
really?
NES. It's just Pong. They say it comes with it comes with Pong, comes with tennis, comes with golf, it's just Pong with different size objects, like different pixels.
How many people, like, how much do you think it actually cost them to build that thing? It'll be next to nothing. It'll be like a mini NES, a flash drive with a box around it.
Yep.
So if they sell a bunch of them to people that are in their late 40s, they made their money. They were good. It's very smart.
Michael Towns, if you're in the chat, can you get a poll started for all our people in the live chat? Who is actually going to go ahead and purchase one of these games? Who has
Way to tell us you're
interest?
over 45 without actually telling us you're over 45.
Who is interested, not necessarily going to buy it, interested in this? Apparently, We Are Robots are saying that the VCS was $750.
Yeah, and if you got the other stuff with it as well, it added up over $1,000. I saw someone that bought it all.
That's insane.
It was unbelievable. Yeah, so for this amount, I think it's definitely, they'd be silly not to do something like this. You'd be saying the same that you'd be all over a Nintendo 64 because it's your thing.
But Atari's owned by like 7 different companies now.
I have no idea about that.
Neither do I. Do you know what else I don't have any idea about? What people were thinking when they released some of these ads to talk about their video game items. So that's what we're going to do now. We're going to look at this. We're going to look at some pictures.
So these are the things that I was not supposed to watch.
Correct. So I run a little Instagram account called Bad Game Arts where I look at the worst art in video game.
Not if you ask Jazz. That is the best.
From the late 90s and early 2000s.
Best,
while searching through some of my old magazines, I came across some questionable ads companies use to try and sell their wares. Whether they be edgy, a euphemism, or downright misogynist, here are 10 of the worst culprits.
Bring on the euphemisms.
Besides the misogynist ones. I refuse to put them in there.
That's right. They're for later.
All right, so we're just going to flash them up on the screen, and Floppy, you're going to have to describe them to the podcast people for us. So, Zach, can we have the first ad, please?
So what's an ad for?
This is not real, is it?
These are all real, my friend. These all appeared.
Good start. This is going to be great.
No way.
So,
here you go, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Podcast listeners. Tongues. Big tongues.
Yep.
In different colours.
Yep.
But this is an ad apparently for your Game Boy Pocket now in 6 tasty colours.
So this is nightmare fuel.
So what I like
Has anyone ever seen Eat Carpet?
Yes.
Right. Do you remember when you were really high watching Eat Carpet? Do you remember when you were watching Eat Carpet and it had just a mouth floating in the screen and it was really trippy? That's what this looks like.
Do you remember Mully Grubs?
Yeah.
Where that disembodied eyes and nose and mouth?
With the acid voice.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, what's the most disturbing part of this is all those mouths with these colourful tongues sticking out like Gene Simmons are all on the same body.
What? Oh, they are too. And why is there one that looks like it's from a zombie? It looks really pale, somewhat dead. There's a black tongue, green tongue, red tongue, it's like a silver tongue.
Oh.
And a really long yellow tongue.
It's very long.
It's Gene Simmons.
So, Zach, what do you think about this ad? What are your thoughts?
I think whoever thought of this ad campaign needs a right hook.
A right hook.
Right, that is disgusting.
Does that give you the?
That is great. Was that in a magazine?
That was a double-page spread in a magazine.
That does not get you to double-page spread anything. That doesn't.
Someone clearly hated Nintendo or hated their job.
Well,
or really liked it.
Yeah, or really liked it.
If you really like things, you'll probably like this next ad.
Oh, can I just say, before you change it, Townsy's just pointed out when you close the page, all the tongues touch. Ooh, yeah.
Yummy.
So, the second one is advertising the Game Boy Pocket, and this is actually a
Another Game Boy Pocket.
Yep, and very well-known and very well-regarded ad for some reason. I never got it back then. I get it now that I'm older.
All right, ladies
I
and
still
germs.
don't get it.
Let's check it out.
I've got the wrong page, right?
Is it the
second one?
Yep. Bring it up.
No.
Yeah, bring it up.
Game Boy, more fun than a ferret down your trousers.
Yep.
Okay, so we're looking at a dude in a couch with an oversized pair of jeans and going head first down the crotch of his pants is
A
a
ferret.
ferret
Yep.
who's just having a very great old time. And this dude looks like he's in seventh heaven, this guy.
See, what I don't get about this ad, and what I didn't get about this ad
hang on, first
when I
of
was
all,
a kid, he's
why
playing
is-
the Game Boy, right? And they're
Yes.
saying that, no, playing the Game Boy, you'll have more fun than a ferret's down your trousers. This dude's doing both. So we
Also-
don't know what he's happy with.
Saying you're going to have more fun than a ferret down your trousers is like saying it's more fun than getting kicked in the dick. Like, everything's more fun than that.
Well, you don't know what the ferret's doing down there.
It's not going to be good. It's going to hurt.
Well, how do you know? Have you ever played a Game Boy?
Have you ever put a ferret down your pants?
I think you know the answer.
Well, I have, all right? And it is not fun.
Little teeth.
Yeah, and they got claws and they get real nasty.
Real nasty. Zach, you ever put anything down your pants?
I
Anything
played
furry?
the fifth. But have you guys ever had a pet ferret before?
No.
No, my brother-in-law had one, though. His name was Toth.
Yeah, I used to have one called Mystique. Loved it to death. But that thing would get everywhere.
They
it
get
would
nasty,
literally
man.
scoot up your pant leg. So I've seen this and experienced this firsthand.
And have you played a Game Boy?
I have.
What's more fun?
There's a long pause
Look,
when silence says more than words.
I'm going to have to go with the Game Boy.
Oh, well.
The Game Boy's more fun.
Maybe we're wrong. Maybe that's not actually a ferret. Maybe that's a really weird merkin.
Speaking of weird merkins, Sega.
Can't wait for this.
Sega is not the only free victim. I tried to string a sentence there. It didn't work. I'm
How'd
just going to
that
bail
go
out.
for- yeah,
Sega also balls things up with their ads. Zach, you got the ad number 3 there ready to rock and roll?
Yep.
This is what I like. I like seeing the reaction of the people who see it first. Hit us
Here
with
you
it,
go,
Zach.
boys.
And Floppy.
Whoa!
What's going on there?
I mean, all right, we're looking at a page with a top-down view of a dude jacking a joystick with some skill, man. Like, this dude's got finger placement. He's got his little pinky sticking out like he's... this dude is rubbing one out of that joystick with some serious panache. And it's also hand-drawn.
the harder it gets.
It is hand-drawn. And it says, the more you play with it, the harder it gets. That's not even trying to not be sexiful.
So they're advertising a joystick here, by the way.
I also want to buy one.
It sold me.
I get 2. I got 2 hands.
You can go skiing.
Sure. Wow. The more you play with it, the harder it gets. What are they even saying? What are they even saying there? What does this thing do that justifies that comment? Why does it get harder? Does it not get looser?
Hang on, I'll
Usually
read-
when you're playing with a lot, they eventually go lip and just fall
Zach,
to the side.
there is a little bit of a copy there. Zach, can you read the copy out for us, please?
Yep. You sit there, eyes glued to the writhing arcade quality graphics, pulling and squeezing your knob. This is verbatim. Now you're breathing heavily over the digital stereo.
I mean, this is just my Thursday nights, but
Now you're shooting all over the place. But it's no use. Game over.
I think they've been watching me.
Well, this is how I play video games.
They're talking about video games. Oh, sorry. That is weird, man. How do they even, like, no wonder people grew up thinking that video games were bad influence.
Well, you reckon that can't be beat? Zach?
No, dude, that's definitely getting beaten. That joystick was getting beaten to within an inch of its life.
Zach, number 4, if you will. Sega once again.
There is no way.
Yep.
Sega has no chill.
What? There's literally... Okay, is this in an advert? Was this in a magazine?
Yep.
All right, people of the podcast, I'm looking at an advert for Game Gear where there are 2 cartoon dudes One of them I can't see because of my head is in front of his crotch. The other one though is literally facing.
There you go.
Facing away, jacking it, and the other one is holding a Game Gear right in front of his todger.
Wait, the best part, Zach, can you flip him back so we got the ad on the big screen for me?
Absolutely.
And it says hands
Look
that
at his-
won't
look
make
at
you
his
go
face.
blind.
Look at his
dude,
face.
He is on the vinegar stroke. What did they also sell? I don't know, other toys by any chance, and somehow the marketing teams got mixed up. Hands that won't make you go blind.
Michael Towns in the chat has just said, "Bro has no ass."
I mean, he does not. He goes from like lower back to upper thigh.
It's like two badly parked Volkswagens.
Oh, Jesus, that's weird.
Oh, all right. So
Wow,
I decided we'd calm it down after those four because
I feel like that's
all
lulling
excited.
me into a false sense of security.
Can
I just thought,
quickly read the first line
please
of this
do.
ad?
yep.
Now you can play with yourself with hours with Sega.
Yeah.
Sega handheld.
Sega, you're gross.
So we've all had a lot of fun. I just thought we'd all calm down now and have a celebrity endorsed ad for a game.
It's Shaquille O'Neal, isn't
It's
it?
not. It's not. It's not. It's. I don't actually think this is a real celebrity.
Ron Jeremy?
Close. Close.
Jenna Jameson?
It is. It is. Don't you think, Zach?
Why is Ben Stiller playing soccer?
Kick some balls. Oh my gosh, what is going on with his face as well? Okay, this is the Sega Genesis. This is for World Trophy Soccer with a huge slogan, which I might add is bigger than the name of the goddamn game. Kick some balls. Wow, man, they got away with some shit, didn't
He
they?
looks like Ben Stiller's character from Dodgeball.
Like, this is like all ads in the 90s were this.
Townsy wants me to start kicking balls and start on my left.
Michael Towns. That's not nice. Moving on to the next one, number 6, I believe.
All right.
Number 6 in
I'm going to
video game ads.
tell me when it's up.
All right. Well, it already is.
What is it for?
I can't remember. All I've got written here is the Jewel.
Uh-oh.
So there you go, Floppy.
All right, what's the product first?
It's
What company is it?
A racing game.
A racing game?
Who's the company there, Zach?
Ballistic.
Ballistic.
Okay, so it's a game. All right.
Yep.
Are we ready?
Yep.
Is that some skid marks on some Y fronts?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Because when you're playing this game, it's so realistic, you're just going to shat yourself. Is what they're implying here.
I mean, I've seen that game. It ain't that realistic.
Are you sure?
It's not going to make me shit myself.
Well, according to this ad.
When you race with the Jewel, it's advisable to carry a spare.
It's a pun, you see.
Yeah. I mean, are they talking a spare pair of shit-stained undies?
No, because that's what happens with the realistic racing.
Yeah, and a spare, like a spare tyre, because
Yes.
you're racing and all
Yes.
stuff.
Yes,
Wow,
correct,
man,
correct.
they really were just gross. SNES game gave me dysentery. Jesus.
Speaking of dysentery,
Oh.
let's move on to number 7.
No.
Number 7 in ads that I can't believe are actually real and were printed in the 90s and early 2000s.
I should know this. I lived in these times.
Yeah, but did you devour these magazines like I did?
I
lived
mean, I
for
didn't
these
eat
magazines.
a single one.
Zach, if you will.
Fantastic.
All you need to be a rootin' tootin' cowboy, pork and beans.
So they've got the game, the Super Nintendo game.
Oh,
from
tootin'
Konami.
like you're farting.
Yep. Because farts are funny.
I mean, they are.
Not really.
No, they're pretty funny.
No, they're not.
Yes,
They are, Ben.
They're hilarious.
Okay, sorry. I stand
How many
corrected.
times have you laughed when I farted on here on air?
No, I laugh when you fall off the chair.
I did that. I've done that
You've
before.
done it
I've
twice.
fallen. I was so tired, I fell off the chair.
Anyway,
Pork and beans. All you need to be a rootin' tootin' cowboy. Jeez,
Yeah.
I don't remember that game.
yeah. Neither does anyone else. Thanks, Konami.
What? Oh, Konami, come on, get your shit together.
All right, we're back to Atari now.
Oh,
Good old Atari being good old marketing geniuses with all the illicit substances that went up the many devs' noses, allegedly.
All right, is there just going to be a fat stack of cocaine in this ad?
Zach? Yes?
Oh! Okay, for people at home, I wonder if Stevie Wonder knew he was doing this. Or if they just went, we're going to put you in an ad. There's an advert with Stevie Wonder. For those of you who don't know Stevie Wonder, well, he's very famous, musician, and also famously known for being fucking blind. And he has he's quoted here, I assume it's quotes, it's in quotes. If I could play video games, you bet it would be Atari. Wow, why didn't you just put an armless guy there and do the same thing? Jeez.
It's so good.
If I had arms, I'd play Atari. That's so bad.
Oh, wow.
Do you reckon Stevie Wonder knew what, like, he
had no idea.
No pun, he would not have seen that.
He could have just been shopping.
And someone just snapped a photo and then be like, you should hold on to this for a second. Picture, and he would be like, what the fuck is this?
Early 80s, you could
They
get
were like,
away with...
sorry, it was a weird capsicum.
He to this day does not know this exists.
That's amazing.
Well, he's dead, so he probably wouldn't. We couldn't ask him.
Died never knowing.
So this next one, number 9, this was me, 100%. This was me when I was a kid. This is how cool I wanted to be, and this is how cool I was. Hello world, this is me.
Hello, darkness, my... Oh, you're a loser.
So what are we seeing there, Floppy?
We're seeing probably the lamest kid from...
Excuse me,
Yeah?
he's wearing a lovely pink button up top and a spiffy pair of black denim jean slacks.
Stonewashed jean slacks, which I'm pretty sure have had creases ironed into them.
But you look at the first picture there, Floppy. He's having a bit of a hard time. He's got his Game Boy in one. He's got all his games in the other. He's got a cartridge in his mouth.
He's trying to hang on to all
You
the
can't
games.
play a Game Boy with one hand, Floppy.
I know.
It just can't be done.
Idiot, put the other things down.
But no.
He got his schnazzy Nintendo satchel. What is it? A hard plastic satchel to carry his Game Boy and Game Boy
And look how
paraphernalia.
fucking happy he is, Floppy. He's ecstatic.
He looks surprised, like he just got poked with that joystick from the earlier ad.
No, he was a cool Nintendo kid.
Wow, that's gnarly, isn't it?
All right, so I don't remember what this last ad is, so it could be anything.
Oh, good.
We're in for a surprise.
This kid was bougie.
Bougie.
Bougie. Look at the
I'm too old. I don't even know what that means.
Right here. This kid's parents were loaded.
He rocked the fuchsia.
You know what? If that kid was at Kumite, he would have kicked his face in.
And you know what? He would have deserved it too.
Screaming for it. Stonewashed jeans with creases.
I wonder where that kid is now.
Probably rich.
We should look him up. Find out his name.
Yeah, just Google lame
Fuchsia
kid with portable Game Boy case.
Why does my address keep coming up?
Why does it say Ben's Game Room?
Oh, that's a funny way to spell game.
Oh!
I don't get the subtext here. What are they implying, Floppy? Can you explain it to me? What do they mean?
No.
What's this?
Drop the
What's
load.
I don't know. I don't understand it, Ben. I think you should talk about this one.
I don't understand it. It's just a guy that's sitting there looking up, and
Very bemused,
very
bewildered.
and there's a lot of white substance on his face.
Down to yes, it is the photo for Quiz on Your Face. Oh, this dude has been jizzed on hard.
To be fair,
Yes.
I've only just noticed the outline of a bird by his feet, so I think that's what they were trying to get at.
Oh,
Across
it's
above him.
shit. Oh, he's been shit on.
But it does look like someone's just.
I thought he'd been jizzed on a lot.
You know what?
I thought this was Bukaki Boy.
We should.
Sorry, did I mention I'm tired and possibly don't have an inner monologue today? I may have no filter whatsoever.
I like it. It's great.
Like, when did this come out? What year?
Oh, this would be early 2000s, I reckon, from memory.
I mean, I just can tell you when it
If you're
came on,
holding
but
it.
when it came out. But tell you when it came out. just as it was going over him.
Read this. If you're holding a piece of crap, get Eagle Max for PlayStation. It's loaded with analog wheel digital mode and a 16 hyper-programmable functions. Drop the load.
Drop the load! Drop the load!
They should bring out like a month in the year where any marketing company is allowed to put out anything like this and no one's allowed to be offended.
They did. It was 95 to 2003.
It was a good time. It was the best
Far
time.
out. Can you imagine what we'd see?
But we've been Hack the Dino. This has been our gaming cast where we bring you the past, present, and future of video games news, previews, and discussions. But before we do anything else, I'd like to remember to thank our Patreons for once.
Oh, yeah.
So, Floppy, who are the patrons?
We would like to say thank you to all the people that are down the bottom there that are scrolling along.
Yep.
Thank you all you guys for your contributions. I was going to say contributions.
Yeah, we're
as
both.
well. But we would like to say a special thank you to Ash Knight, Karen Knight, Dylan the Villain, Triple Indy, Mike Towns, and Game Boy Dan.
Well done. We'll see you guys on the 17th of November.
Yes.
With more information to come next show, so be sure to peel your ears like there was some kind of onion. Because it'll make you cry. But this isn't all we do.
No,
That
it's
just
not.
made me cry.
Yeah, thank you. Floppy,
Yes.
what do you do?
Wow, not a hell of a lot over the last month. I do have an Instagram though. It's called Floppy Plays Games. I'm pretty sure nothing's changed on it for quite some time. But there's some pickups. I'm playing. That's the Double Dragon game I'm playing. I also picked up Trek to Yumi and Ghost Runner.
You played that yet?
Which one?
Trek to Yomi.
I did. I started playing that, but then I got real stuck on the not stuck on the game, but like I got really into Double Dragon.
Right. Zach, have you played Trek to Yomi?
Quake 2. Yeah, I did pick up Quake 2 on the 64.
I've just read the best quote about me everywhere from Michael Towns. It says, Ben's like Dr. Zeus if Dr. Zeus sucked. It's going on my business card.
Wow, but yes, this is Floppy Plays Games. This is where I post games that I pick up, aim to play one day, or just buy. Oh, that was a cool haul that I got from a friend of the show.
Ghost Games?
Ghost Games, including one of the Batman Returns things I've been hunting everywhere for. Love those things.
Zach,
Yes, mate.
what do you want to plug?
I guess I'll plug my
Your butt.
Instagram. There was that too. Where I post wrestling, video game, and gym content.
Do you know what's going to be
also,
fun? Zach and I are going to be feuding soon.
We
We're gonna
are?
be clashing. My group. Is
You
gonna be
guys
clashing with
fighting?
his group. Yeah.
If
Zach.
you want to know what I looked like when I started, there you go. Enjoy that, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow. What boy band is that?
The worst one ever.
The Mani Hacks.
Wow. Look at that blonde hair. Sexy time. Which one's Ben? Well, it's obvious. Isn't it?
No.
So, this is something cool. I'm now a collector's card.
That is actually really freaking cool.
Did Mickey
Yeah.
get one as well?
No.
Oh.
I imagine they'll be hitting her up soon.
No,
But yeah,
sure.
You got
that's pretty cool.
spikes on your head?
It's
That's
his
my
crown.
crown.
That's sick.
Have you seen Zach stream?
I've not seen any of the wrestling.
Zach streams in full gear.
I do.
Yep.
This is a clip of me streaming. It's called my office, playing Remnant 2. And this is where I get stitched up.
I can't watch the game.
Wow,
'cause
what
I'm-
happened there?
Okay, so this is what's really cool about Remnant 2 is that the boss battles are different. So the boss was essentially these giant blocks, and they kind of changed. They move around a certain pattern, and I'm like memorizing the pattern, going to big brain, and then as I jump, it changed the pattern, and then completely stitched me up. So look,
On purpose.
I watch
I
it
can't
move.
look at the game because I'm looking at you all made up, man. You look sick.
Thank you very much, sir. But yeah, I
but-
stream on Twitch.
And you can also catch
Twitch.tv/.
Zach at RCW.
Yes, you can.
Teaches people how to wrestle.
ICW.
Does a wrestle. Spits
I
mist
do
at
do a
people's
wrestle.
faces.
Oh, gross.
Not mine, though.
Have you not heard
This
of
is me
COVID?
at the last show. It was a good night.
It was a good show.
That's cool. That's a cool photo.
Thank
Do you know
sir.
what the worst part of the last show was, Zach?
What's
I
that?
came straight off the plane from Melbourne after working all weekend. Straight to the show. Rock up. And Boomer goes, so we got you in 3 segments tonight.
Stitched up.
I want to go to one of these shows one day.
Yeah.
Please
well,
do.
Yeah,
I will get you in the door.
Zach has that power.
I do.
Don't you have that power as well?
No, I'd have to ask Zach.
Oh,
That's
okay.
true. He would.
If you go, oh, can I come? I go, yeah, sure. Hey, Zach.
Yeah,
Floppy
good
come.
fucking point. When do you do these shows?
None in September. Next one's October 2nd.
I can show. Townsy says I can show my kid fighting skills.
You could.
You fill that ring with kids, I fuck them all up.
The judge told you about that. You've got a restraining order.
Yeah, I hit them with it.
And I do bad game arts, where I look at some of the worst game art there is. I only put 2 up.
what are
First
they?
one's this.
Oh!
It's for Rollerball, and I don't know what that is.
Rollerball.
I think it's
like the James Caan film, but made into a video game. Rollerball.
No, I think it's a pinball game, but that's a fallopian tube coming at that guy.
Yeah, that's a bit weird.
Yeah, straight. Look at that art.
Has
I
it-
reckon I drew that in year 5.
Has it hit the screen and is bouncing off, or is it coming out of the screen?
Well, it's coming out the string because can you read the top there?
Coming at ya.
That's right.
Apparently, it's written by an Australian cricketer.
How's that? And there's another one there as well, I think, Zach. Yep, there it is. Something Champions.
Oh dear.
I wish I could have my clothes painted on as well.
I do have my clothes painted on.
I know.
I love this game.
Really?
It is on Sega Master System.
I commented on this.
Did you?
Yeah, it says I can't read it because I haven't got my glasses on.
This is.
It says, I'm usually with you on the bad up, but this one is amazing.
It is. It's amazing.
This game,
Alright,
it was a
Jazz.
Mortal Kombat ripoff.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, this guy's called Laser, and his lasers shoot up for some reason.
Please
Even
tell me
as
there's
a
another
child,
one.
I was confused.
Called Blade, and then another one called Blazer.
Yeah.
Laser.
Anyway, and also over at Mr. Benjamin, I put up pickups of what I've got. I went to Lobo's the other day while I was in Melbourne.
That's not Lobo's.
It's not Lobo's. This is my personal collection. I should probably update this.
So
this
everybody, take notes.
is quite old. Everyone, geolocate me.
Did you have a little transformer on there before?
Yes, I did. It was a little changeable from McDonald's.
I have that set.
Do you?
Well,
I've been chasing that set
You know,
for so
I'm
long.
a transformer collector,
Yes.
and I have that.
Yeah.
I had this. There was 8, I think, that all up, but I have 4 of them. I have the
No, I think only 4 were released here.
there's 8 worldwide.
Yeah,
so
correct.
there was 8. There was 4 others in the US as well.
Yep.
But I've got the Big Mac, I've got the cheeseburger, the fries, and the shake.
Yep. So yeah, I'm after them because I had them as a kid. Don't have them anymore, so I want them back. Much like everything in my collection. But yeah, you can head on over to.
And his hair.
No, I don't miss that. Pain in the ass, really. Oh, I got that for $27. Pretty good deal.
It's box nunchuck.
Yeah, Box Nunchuck and Ocarina of Time on DS. Maybe Zach can play it and finish the goddamn water temple for once.
I actually got this on DS. I got stuck again. I
Do you want to
gave
know?
up.
All right, so I started playing Ocarina of Time this year for the first time, and I was like, I'm going to check this out. But then I got distracted by something else. But I got stuck. I couldn't figure out how to get into the goddamn castle at the start. And Ben's like, you just run up the side of the hill. And I was like, oh.
That's right. You keep getting caught by the guards.
Yeah, I was like, every time I follow this path, there's a guard. He's like, go up, get off the path. Go off the side. I'm like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. It was amazing how quickly I got into the castle after that.
But we've been Hack the Dino. This has been our gaming cast where we bring you things with words from our mouths and our voice boxes. That's right, they vibrate and make sounds.
And our pants.
You have to exclusive floppy. That's right. If you want an exclusive floppy, head to Floppy's Pants. But that's what we do here. Remember, for next time, kids, that Floppy's going to kick you in the face.
It's true. Maybe in the ear.
I forgot to tell Zach what the end screen
Oh,
was.
yeah. You
did.
Press the end screen at some
It's just going to
point.
keep on going until
This is almost awkward now.
almost. But if he presses
bit.
credits, it'll go. I think.
If he presses credits?
Yeah, you know where it says credits.
I have
You
seen
mean
it
this
where it
one?
says credits.